Have you ever felt frustrated waking up more than twice at night just to pee? If you're over 70 and find yourself waking up over and over again to use the bathroom, you're not alone, and you're not imagining it. Something really is changing in your body. But what most people don't realize is that many of these changes can be eased, even reversed, with small shifts in routine, especially around what you eat and when you eat it. A few decades ago, I thought nighttime urination was just part of getting older. Everyone around me was dealing with it, so I accepted it too, until I learned that many seniors have successfully reduced those bathroom trips. There's no miracle pill, and you don't need a complicated diet. But the bladder is more sensitive than people think, especially to what you eat, drink, and how you move. In this video, we'll go over 7 clear, proven, and simple strategies to help you pee less at night, starting tonight. You'll learn how specific foods can ease bladder pressure, how to train your body into a calm rhythm, and even how a simple habit before bed could let you sleep for hours without interruption. This is especially important if you live alone, have joint pain, or feel groggy when you wake up. Poor sleep makes everything harder: your memory, your mood, even your balance and confidence. But it doesn't have to stay that way. So stay with me, and I'll guide you through each step carefully. One of these 7 habits might just become the one that lets you sleep through the night again and take back your energy in the morning. Let's get started. Step 1. Earlier dinner timing. One of the most powerful changes you can make is eating dinner earlier, ideally at least 3 hours before bedtime. When we eat late, especially heavy meals, our body stays in active digestion mode well into the night. That means more fluid processing, more pressure on the bladder, and more interruptions to your sleep. But when we finish dinner earlier, it gives the body time to handle fluids before you even lie down. There's a real physiological reason this works. As we age, our body's ability to concentrate urine declines. That means we produce more urine at night, especially if there's still food being broken down and fluid moving through the system. Eating earlier shifts that process to your waking hours. I remember one man named Harold, aged 78, who used to eat around 8:30 p.m. He thought going to bed right after dinner would put him to sleep. But what it actually did was keep his bladder overactive. After moving dinner to 5:30 p.m. and limiting water after 7 p.m., he went from waking up 3 or 4 times a night to once. That's not magic. That's biology working with you, not against you. There's another benefit too. People who eat earlier tend to sleep more deeply. That deeper sleep helps the brain reset, helps with memory, and supports overall energy. So this one step, pushing dinner earlier and giving your body time, can improve both your bladder and your brain. Give it a try tonight. Eat a light meal, skip the soup or high-sodium items, and finish by 6 if you can. Then observe what happens. You might be surprised at how much of a difference it makes, even in the very first week. Step 2. Vegetable-powered potassium boost. Another underrated but deeply effective way to reduce nighttime urination is to increase your potassium intake, especially through vegetables that are rich in it, but won't spike your blood sugar. Potassium helps regulate sodium levels in the body, and when sodium is better balanced, the body holds on to less water, which means your kidneys don't have to keep overproducing urine while you sleep. One of the best vegetables for this is spinach. Not only is it loaded with potassium, but it's also gentle on the stomach and easy to digest when lightly cooked. Add a small portion at dinner or in a soup, and you're supporting your bladder through the night. Another great choice is avocado. Yes, it's technically a fruit, but most folks treat it like a vegetable. It's low in sugar, high in potassium, and helps reduce fluid retention naturally. Here's the thing most people don't realize. When you're low in potassium, your body holds on to sodium, and that sodium pulls water, forcing the kidneys to work overtime. What ends up happening? You wake up again and again to pee. But when you get enough potassium through the right veggies, your body calms down. There's less pressure on your kidneys, less urgency, and less interruption to your sleep. There was a 71-year-old woman named Carol who shared this with me. She had been on a diuretic for blood pressure and was waking up 5 times a night. She was exhausted. After adjusting her dinner to include steamed zucchini and a half cup of baked sweet potato 3 times a week, both rich in potassium, she dropped to waking just once most nights. That changed her entire week. Now, this isn't about eating a mountain of vegetables, it's about choosing wisely. Foods that gently support your kidneys and bladder. Leafy greens like kale and Swiss chard, cooked beets, and even cooked mushrooms can make a difference. Keep your portions balanced and try to rotate. Over time, your body will respond. And don't forget, this step works best when paired with a lower sodium dinner. That way, your potassium isn't trying to fight a losing battle. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Step 3. Reducing caffeine and hidden stimulators. Caffeine might be the first culprit that comes to mind, but most seniors are surprised by how many everyday foods still contain bladder-stimulating ingredients that keep them running to the bathroom long after sunset. It's not just the cup of coffee you had at 3 p.m. It's the chocolate you nibble on after dinner, the iced tea you sip during a phone call, or even that innocent-looking decaf that still holds a small but powerful dose of caffeine. The bladder is a muscle, and like any muscle, it reacts to what you feed it. Caffeine, along with other compounds like theobromine found in chocolate or artificial sweeteners in sugar-free treats, can make the bladder twitchy and overactive. That's why cutting out these hidden triggers, even just in the afternoon and evening, can make a big difference by bedtime. Let me tell you about George, 78, who thought his night trips were just a normal part of aging. He swore he didn't drink caffeine after lunch, but after looking more closely, we found he was having a small square of dark chocolate with dinner, a sugar-free mint after brushing his teeth, and a cup of so-called herbal tea that actually had black tea in it. Once he replaced those with truly caffeine-free options and natural sweeteners like a slice of banana or a little honey, his nightly bathroom trips dropped from 4 to 1. This isn't about punishing yourself or giving up all your treats. It's about protecting your rest. Your body needs uninterrupted sleep to repair your heart, balance your hormones, and support your immune system. One of the kindest things you can do for yourself is to be mindful of what you're consuming after 2 or 3 p.m. because you might be paying for it at 1 a.m., 3 a.m., and again at 5 a.m. So go easy on the stimulants. Try switching to chamomile, warm milk, or cinnamon tea in the evening. Choose a naturally sweet fruit over a sugary snack. These small changes add up, and your bladder will thank you in the quiet hours of the night. Step 4. Supporting your bladder with pelvic floor exercises. One of the most overlooked reasons older adults struggle with nighttime urination isn't what they drink or eat. It's the strength of the muscles that support the bladder. Just like leg muscles weaken without use, your pelvic floor can also lose tone over the years, especially after childbirth, surgery, or simply from aging. When those muscles don't do their job, your bladder doesn't get the support it needs to hold urine comfortably through the night. But here's the good news. Just like any muscle in the body, your pelvic floor can be strengthened. That means fewer sudden urges, better bladder control, and longer stretches of uninterrupted sleep. Now, let's be honest. Most people have heard of Kegels, but have no idea if they're doing them right. You don't need fancy equipment, and you definitely don't need to be in a gym. It's as simple as tightening the muscles you'd use to stop yourself from urinating, holding that for about 3 seconds, then releasing. That's 1 rep. Do 10 of those in a row 2 or 3 times a day. That's it. One of my patients, Carol, 72, had been waking up every 90 minutes to use the bathroom. It was ruining her sleep, her energy, and her mood. After just 2 weeks of consistent pelvic floor exercises, she was sleeping nearly 5 hours straight. By the end of the month, she only got up once each night, and even that was more out of habit than necessity. Pelvic floor training doesn't give overnight results, but with just a bit of consistency, it can give you back something far more valuable: deep, healing sleep. That's why strengthening this part of your body is not just about avoiding trips to the bathroom. It's about giving yourself the freedom to rest deeply, move confidently, and enjoy life without planning your evenings around how close you are to a restroom. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Step 5, clearing bladder triggers from your diet. What you eat during the day can quietly decide how often you get up at night. Most people never realize it, but certain foods irritate the bladder lining, making it more sensitive, more reactive, and less able to hold urine for long periods, especially at night when your body should be resting. Some common culprits: citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruits, tomatoes and tomato sauces, spicy meals, artificial sweeteners, and even chocolate. These foods might be perfectly healthy in many ways, but for sensitive bladders, they're like poking a sleeping bear. Take someone like Richard, 78, who loved his evening bowl of spicy chili and always had a slice of orange before bed. He thought he was doing the right thing: plenty of fiber, vitamin C, a warm meal to end the day. But every night, like clockwork, he'd be up 3 or 4 times, walking stiffly in the dark, struggling to get back to sleep. After eliminating those bladder-irritating foods from just his dinner and swapping in calming alternatives like oatmeal, grilled fish, and cooked carrots. The difference was dramatic. Within a week, he reported sleeping 6 hours straight for the first time in years. This isn't about cutting flavor from your life. It's about understanding that your bladder, like every part of your body, changes with age and respecting what it can and cannot handle anymore. So take a closer look at your meals, especially after lunchtime. If you see these common triggers, try skipping them for a week. You may be surprised how much calmer your bladder becomes and how much better you sleep. Step 6. Practicing timed night routines. One of the most overlooked ways to reduce nighttime bathroom trips has nothing to do with what you eat or drink, but when you go to the bathroom in the evening. Many older adults wait until they feel a strong urge before they head to the toilet, but by then, the bladder may already be overstretched or irritated, setting the stage for multiple awakenings during the night. That's where timed voiding comes in. It's not just a trick. It's a proven method used in senior care facilities and recommended by continence specialists around the world. What does it mean? Simply this. Start going to the bathroom by the clock in the evening, whether you feel like it or not. Try going every 2 hours, starting around dinner, and finish with one final trip right before you get into bed. No skipping, no waiting. This trains the bladder to stay ahead of the urge rather than always reacting to it. One gentleman named Harold, 82, used to get up 5 times a night. He was exhausted every morning and thought it was just part of aging. But when his granddaughter, a nurse, suggested a structured bathroom routine every 2 hours in the evening, he saw a shift within a few days. Not only did he get up less, but his sense of control came back. That feeling of not being at the mercy of your own bladder does something powerful for your confidence. There's also a psychological benefit to routine. As you repeat the pattern each evening, your brain begins to associate those times with relief, stability, and rest. That sense of calm helps ease the anxiety that often builds up around nighttime urination. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Step 7. Strengthening pelvic muscles. You might not see them, and you might not talk about them, but your pelvic floor muscles are the hidden heroes when it comes to controlling your bladder, especially at night. These are the muscles that support your bladder and help hold back urine. But like any other muscle in the body, they weaken with age, inactivity, and even certain medications. For many seniors, this weakening is subtle at first. A little urgency here, a minor leak there, then suddenly you're waking up 3, 4, even 5 times a night, feeling like your bladder's in charge, not you. But here's the good news. These muscles can be strengthened. And the best part? You don't need fancy machines or even a gym. All it takes is a few minutes a day of focused attention. They're called Kegel exercises, and while the name might sound odd, the results are anything but. The basic move: gently tighten the muscles you'd use to stop urinating midstream. Hold that contraction for a few seconds, then release. That's 1 rep. Start with 5, then build up to 10 over time. Aim for 3 sets a day. The key is consistency, not intensity. You're not trying to bulk up. You're retraining control. There's a man named Richard, 77, who once told me he'd stopped going to his bowling league because he was too embarrassed by the nighttime leaks that left him tired and distracted. But within weeks of doing simple Kegels during commercial breaks while watching his favorite westerns, he noticed a difference, not just in his sleep, but in his confidence too. When your body starts working with you instead of against you, even in small ways, it builds momentum. You start to trust your bladder again, and that trust frees you up to enjoy life more fully. That's the power of muscle memory, habit, and hope working together. Final thoughts. Aging brings its own set of surprises, and waking up constantly in the middle of the night just to pee is one of the most frustrating ones. But it doesn't have to be your norm. Whether it's watching your fluid intake before bed, cutting back on caffeine, or discovering the quiet power of a few well-timed pelvic exercises, these small mindful changes can give you back restful nights and clearer days. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s turn things around, not because they found a miracle cure, but because they started paying attention to the signals their bodies were giving them, and they responded with care, not fear. You deserve nights of deep, uninterrupted rest. You've earned them, even if you've been getting up every hour lately. That doesn't mean it'll be that way forever. Your body still listens, and it still heals. But it needs your cooperation, not perfection, just consistency. Start small. Try one strategy, then another. Keep building. The truth is, regaining control over your bladder after 70 isn't about magic or medicine. It's about patience, understanding, and the belief that your comfort still matters, and it absolutely does. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today.